Okay. Our webinar session is how to better appreciate your entrepreneurial capacities using digital strategies. And your hosts are three teachers from University Alexandru Ioan Cuza from Iași, Romania, which is part of this European project. My name is Carmen Mihaela Crețu, and I am a teacher at Faculty of Psychology and Educational Sciences. I teach curriculum, theory and methodology. I teach psychology for talented students. And also I am very challenged with this digitalization, with these new technologies, with which face us very hard these days. Now I will invite my colleagues to introduce themselves. Corina, please.
I'm happy to be here. I'm Corina Florescu. I'm coming from the same university, Alexandru Ioan Cuza University of Iași. I'm a professor in the Faculty of Computer Science, where I'm doing a bit of everything, like any entrepreneur would do. So I'm doing a bit of mathematics. I'm doing a bit of computational linguistics. This is my research domain. And following a Fulbright scholarship that I gained in the United States 3 years ago, I started the course on entrepreneurship for IT students, which is a very new and exciting course. The students really love it. So I hope we'll have a good meeting today. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Corina. Sorin, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm also glad to be here today with you. I'm a professor at Alexandru Ioan Cuza University of Iași, Faculty of Economics and Business Administration. I'm teaching mainly entrepreneurial finance, financial management and risk management, but also at the university level, I'm teaching and also organizing some lectures on entrepreneurship and social entrepreneurship.
Thank you very much, Sorin. Now we will continue with a few technical practicalities. We would like to kindly ask you to turn off your microphone and the cameras during the main session, also to close other applications. Also, you are very welcome to use the chat to ask questions. Corina will monitorize the chat and will inform us about your questions. Also, during the presentation, especially in the last part of our training session, you can find the links to several tools on chat. At the end of the session, we will try to answer your questions. Also, you need computers or smartphones because we will invite you to interact, to collaborate with us for using a tool. For the beginning, I would like to tell you very few things about our project. Most of you knows already about this project, but few of you or other participants maybe are here for the first time. DiTemp project has as main aims to embed digital transformation in higher education curriculum with a relevant impact on the students' insertion in field-specific labor markets, especially in 4 domains. We will intend to have several outcomes after ending this project. And we started already to work on these products. First at all, it's a methodological reference framework, which will be free source for everybody, and which will include different pedagogical approaches for reaching educational goals. The second outcome is a step-by-step guide to integrate in practice the Framework University curriculum, a training course, and this webinar is part of this training course. 4 modules related to field-specific disciplines. These are the domain, psychology, cultural heritage, and business and economics and education. And finally, guidelines, both online and offline, which we hope to be a real help for our students, teachers, but also for people from pre-university education. Our session outline includes 3 presentations. The first presentation is made by Corina. Corina, please start your presentation.
I'm asking whether I should share my videos or we are going to use the same videos for all of us.
I think to use we will use the same
Okay.
videos. Okay.
Okay. So I'm very kindly asking for your permission. You just saw me. I'm here. I'm with you. But due to a bad internet connection, it is better for me not to use also the video channel. So I will stop the video channel. But you will be able to listen to me, hopefully. I'm very happy to be here with you, as I said, and I really hope we will have a good meeting. So the idea of my talk was to find and to discuss together those skills that are usually not connected to entrepreneurship. Because these entrepreneurship capacities are not always evident. So whenever we want to answer the question of what makes a good entrepreneur, we have to look sometimes into more than one way. So we selected, as I said, some things to look for when we think about entrepreneurship, things that are not usually associated with entrepreneurship. One of them is the growth and the learning mindset. One person might be naturally talented in her business, but whenever hard work or the development of skills appears, they can push this person from being an average person to top-notch. A successful entrepreneur would take notice of all the changes to the surrounding industries, planning and considering how these may affect them and their business. Entrepreneurs would know and they would understand their business. They are fully aware of how important it is to continuously improve their knowledge and skills. And it's clear that a truly successful entrepreneur would embrace the growth and learning mindset, and as a result, she would flourish in the business in the business world. Another such thing to look for when we don't think about entrepreneurship, thank you, it's curiosity. So entrepreneurs really need to be curious and to be fully engaged with the world around them. When you're curious, you are present, you feel everything, you know everything around you, and you observe the world around you. So this active state of mind would lead to the discovery of new ideas, and an entrepreneur would be eager to permanently find new ideas to fight for, to work for. But curiosity would also open your mind to new possibilities. Then, speaking about curiosity, solving a problem is one thing, but identifying new problems you don't even realize exist is a totally different thing. Curiosity would also lead to a lot of questions, and questions would lead to answers, and the answers would lead to a deeper understanding of the world around you. Hence, staying curious would make learning fun. We need fun in our life. Nobody knows everything, and curious people are aware of this. Being humble and having an open mind would lead to a greater knowledge, and this is what an entrepreneur would really need, would really want to. On a third level, we're speaking still about curiosity. If anybody knows that great risk leads to even greater rewards, this is the real entrepreneur. While great risk can also lead to failure, entrepreneurs should always focus on the possibility of achievement. And when failure is the outcome, you can first learn from your mistakes and then focus on the future instead of the past. This, I would say, this allows us to be adaptable and able to tolerate uncertainty. Curiosity fosters productivity. Curiosity makes you analyze not only what you're doing, but also how you're doing it. It helps you answer questions such, what's the purpose that you are serving? Is there a more efficient way in which this can be done? And last but not least, curiosity keeps you passionate about your work. Loving what you do contributes not only to the success of your endeavors, but also to the level of fulfillment you find in your work. So keep curious, because curiosity will keep you passionate, and that passion will be clear, will be evident to your colleagues, to your employees, clients, and even potential clients. Exactly. We didn't practice. We didn't. This is great. Thank you for going to the next slide. So another interesting capacity of an entrepreneur is an unstoppable will to win. Here we can speak about starting your own business and taking those first steps to be entrepreneur. These things can be very exciting, but also they can be a little scary. But standing firm in your beliefs and pushing forward with your idea means that you have to be determined. An entrepreneur, a real entrepreneur, would really need to have this amazing willingness to win. The entrepreneurs wouldn't rely only on luck. They have to have their own vision, and they have to rely on this vision. I would go further and speak about balance as another ability of an entrepreneur. If we can move to the next slide, please. Thank you. So we are speaking about balance. When it comes down to balance, we have to admit that there's so much more to life than just business. Most entrepreneurs understand the importance of spending quality time with their families. But an entrepreneur would challenge himself to seek out deeper meaning in both his work and his life. This way, she will find that everything that's being done begins to feel invigorating rather than like work. Being an entrepreneur might be stressful. It doesn't matter how many low-value activities you eliminate from your schedule or how often you see your friends. An entrepreneur can't escape stress. But the key to finding the balance between work and health is learning how to cope with stress, is finding this balance in life and knowing when to say no, to set the boundaries between the work, your business, and your personal life. we could move further to the next slide, please. And here we have some thoughts about the communication skills needed to build a high-performance team. An entrepreneur cannot be alone. She has to have a team, and managing this team, managing this business, involves communicating and networking with people, because you cannot be only you. You have to have a team. Not only are entrepreneurs excellent communicators, but they also try and manage to focus on being charismatic, if we might say so, and also interesting. They have to offer interesting things to people around them. If you are clear and open about your business and its process, it can result in a huge surge of repeat businesses. Empathy is another skill that can be associated to entrepreneurship. Empathy, on the next slide, please. I guess everybody has a kind of understanding of what empathy is. And since entrepreneurship is about introducing innovations into a community, having a keen understanding and appreciation of the needs and desires of the community members is, in fact, a very important entrepreneurial skill. After all, the great ideas would start with empathy. Inside the company, inside your job, inside the business that you have, empathy might help with management and collaboration by helping to understand the other person's perspective. If you put yourself into someone else's shoes, this can make life easier and communication and collaboration easier, such that you will be better, you will be more tempted to, more inclined to do a compromise between the 2 points of view. When it comes to humility, the next slide, humility is the freedom from pride or arrogance, and it ties you to all the characteristics of entrepreneurship. Along with this ability of being humble, also comes the coachability, the ability to be coached. This is what you are doing, all of you are doing now. You want to be somehow coached. To do big things, you need to grow. In order to grow, you need to learn. And no matter what you are trying to accomplish, someone already has done it before. So thinking like an entrepreneur means seeking out mentors and coaches who have been where you are trying to go, and more important, having the humility to accept their guidance. Humility isn't thinking less of yourself, it's more thinking less about yourself, okay? And we have one more ability that I would like to speak about. It's about listening. One can learn from everyone, from those who are younger than us, and even from small children, or from inexperienced people, or from those who are not even engaged in our field of activity. Actively listening allows you to learn new and diverse perspectives, viewpoints, theories, and information that perhaps you didn't have access to before. And these could be applied to your business and life. Good listening skills not only reduce costly mistakes, but it can prevent potentially dangerous ones. So try to always listen to everything around you. And when it comes to our meeting, try to listen to the next speaker, Sorin. The floor is yours. Thank you for listening to me by now. And
thank you, Corina.
Is to Sorin now.
Thank you, Corina. Yeah, we will move to another aspect of entrepreneurship and also about the impact of the digital technologies. Please, Sorin.
Okay, so my presentation will be split in two parts. First, I will share with you some advantages of using technology in entrepreneurship learning. And secondly, I will give you some information, statistical and theoretical information about how digitalization supports entrepreneurial activities. So from my experience at Alexandru Ioan Cuza University of Iași, in teaching entrepreneurship during this difficult period, we used several platforms. And thanks to these platforms, such as Zoom, Google Meet, or Microsoft Teams, we were able to provide online lectures to our students. And we had lectures, we had our own lectures on entrepreneurship, social entrepreneurship, and innovation. But we also facilitate to access the access to lectures provided by third party, for example, Junior Achievement Romania. Also, thanks to these digital technologies, we organized online business plan competitions at local, national, and international level. And also, we have the chance to meet some successful entrepreneurs from our region and to provide to our students some examples of successful entrepreneurs. It was easier for us to reach these entrepreneurs, and they also had more free time to provide speeches during this period. Now, related to the impact of digitalization on entrepreneurial activity, first, I would like to highlight that digitalization represents one of the strongest trends reshaping the global economy of today. This process opens unforeseen possibilities and offers the potential to create new products and services. According to World Bank, digital technologies allow firms to scale up or down quickly, blurring the boundaries of firms and challenging traditional production patterns. And there are several reasons for this. First, nowadays it's easier to set up a new venture, and by decreasing the cost of the digital certificate. In many countries, this cost of digital certificate is zero. You have there some example, Brazil, Bangladesh, and so on. So you don't have to go anymore to a public authority in order to register your business. Also, these digital business models improve the resource optimization through digital technologies. For sure, you have used Uber or other mobility sharing schemes. Another advantage, thanks to these digital technologies, it is easy to promote and sell products through the use of platforms. And for sure, you have heard or use Alibaba, Airbnb, Amazon, and so on. So firms can reach more people more quickly than ever before. And I will show you an example on the next slide. We have two companies. One is IKEA, the Swedish company that was founded in 1943. The company waited almost 30 years before it began expanding within Europe. So after 30 years. And also, after more than 7 decades, it achieved global annual sales revenue of 42 billion US dollars. In comparison, if we are looking at Alibaba, and Alibaba has this website, it's called taobao.com. Alibaba was able to reach 1 million users in only 2 years, and also to accumulate more than 9 million online stores and annual sales of 700 billions in only 17 years. You can see in the graph from 2003 to 2017, they were able to reach this performance. So it's clear that it's much easier to reach people and new markets. Also, if we can go to the next slide, Digital platforms create instant business opportunities for entrepreneurs, thereby creating jobs. I have the same example with this electronic marketplace, Taobao.com. So they managed to put together many clusters of rural micro retailers. They have opened these shops on Taobao.com. And thanks to this, these people are producing consumer goods, agricultural products, and handicraft works based on their niche competencies, and they are selling their product on this website. And according to the World Bank, these Taobao villages have created more than 1.3 million jobs in China. Now, if we go to the next slide, we can also see other advantages of digitalization. For example, it's easier and cheaper to pay taxes. Also, it's easier to have access at different sources of money, both in developed and developing countries. I will stress here only crowdfunding platforms, that platforms that allow you to raise money from a crowd, At the end, I would like to stress that we also have new forms of entrepreneurship. It's called digital entrepreneurship. And here we have all new ventures and the transformation of existing businesses by creating and using novel digital technologies. And according to some studies, firms that invest in digital solutions will record an annual growth of at least 5 to 10% in the next 3 to 5 years. So digitalization is a must during this period. Thank you very much for your attention. If you want to ask me something now or later, here you have all the reference that I use for my presentation.
Thank you very much, Sorin. Now we will move to another part of the last part of our session. And the view is from psychology and from pedagogy, how to better appreciate your entrepreneurial capacities and to try to understand your capacities better. An entrepreneurial talent, it's part of talents in general, and this now it's okay. Now I succeeded to open my camera. So there are many programs now on talents, on developing talents in higher education. And most of these programs have nomination, have title, and this is coming from United States, because there it is a long tradition from last century, since last century. And these are honors programs or programs for developing excellence in schools and in higher education. Now we have developed already honors pedagogy, and here in Europe it is a council, European Council for Honors students and teachers, and you can see its journal and some information about this council if you are interested in more information about. Also, in Europe, we started to think about some specific tools to spot talents, to identify talented students, and as well to reflect on our competencies as teachers, as professors in higher education, how we deal with our talented students. Like DiTemp, now we are developing a project which is called Talent, and you can see some information about this project on the link mentioned in this slide. What is the link with digitalization and talents? Of course, there are a lot of links, and among these talents, entrepreneurial talent is specific and it's very important for nowadays and for contemporary society. So is why it's very important to know the characteristics of entrepreneurial talent. Like Corina mentioned a lot of aspects of psychological profile of a successful entrepreneur. We are interested in spotting and identifying the potential of the talented, talent potential among our students in this field of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurial talented students demonstrate extraordinary spatial innovative skills and initiative, desire, willingness to make intensive effort, and usually important willing to be involved in extracurricular programs more than regular curriculum. If this potential spotted and identified is nurtured in the right way through education, through curriculum, through a community which is friendly with this kind of talent, such students could reach their maximum potential and become one of the best. I would like to focus on a toolkit of 5 specific instruments, which can help us as teachers, but also as counselors from departments for student services, for career counseling, to spot and to identify talented students in entrepreneurship. I can present this toolkit, which was created in our university. And this toolkit consists in 5 instruments: a teacher nomination guide, a self-nomination guide, a peer nomination guide, an entrepreneurial traits into action, which is a narrative tool, and a scale, a validated scale on entrepreneurial behavior. You have here some links and you could have more information about these instruments. I will underline the first tool, the self-nomination guide on entrepreneurial talent characteristics. These instruments help students, but also teachers, because as teachers or as entrepreneurial alumni, we can try to know better and to appreciate better our entrepreneurial capacities and our potential capital. These characteristics are formulated based on literature review, and the description of these entrepreneurial characteristics are developed by a sample of students and entrepreneurs. This instrument this instrument could be used by you now during this session. And we will kindly ask you to open your computers and immediately to click on the link below and to start to fill in this questionnaire. It is a Google Forms questionnaire, and you have 5 minutes to fill in. Do you agree?
You do have a link in the chat of the session, so you can access this link on the chat of the session, and also all the other links that were mentioned on the slides that you could see on the slides, they are indicated in the chat of the session. Also, I would like to remind you, please write down in the chat your name and your affiliation and your role in this meeting, in this project, just for organizatoric reasons. We need to know who did participate. So please write these things in the chat and fill the form. You have a link to the form exactly also in the chat.
Yes, at 20 minutes to 4, we will start again our presentation. So you have 5 minutes to fill in this Google Forms questionnaire. Please start it.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose some of you are ready. Can you confirm me by raising your hands on chat? Thank you. We will wait for a little bit.
I cannot find the raise hand button, but I'm ready.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Anyway, you can you have a link and you can fill later if you want, or to see this questionnaire later. Again, now it's only an exercise and an illustration of this tool. But anyway, if someone is willing to have more time, we can give this time. If not, we can go further. Okay, should we go further? After filling the questionnaire, you can sum your results and write the total record. And after this, you can self-appreciate your global score, because the minimum is 17 and the maximum is 85 points, and the average is 34. So if you could appreciate if you are under average or above average, at least. So are you happy, Sorin, with your score? Are you above average?
Yes.
Yes, congratulations.
Thanks.
So some of us, we are good in theoretic issues, but less in practice entrepreneurship. But among us, there are also entrepreneurial persons and entrepreneurs. I know several of them, and I am very proud and very happy to welcome them in this session. Also, this instrument can give you the possibility to appreciate your strongest characteristics. So you have to search among your answers which were ranked 5. And you will see your strongest characteristics. And based on the strongest characteristics, we have also another tool, and is the last tool I would like to focus during this session, is the narrative instrument. You know, the narrative instruments are very important in psychology and also in pedagogy, in education. And this tool invites you to provide examples of these traits. You can refer to your personal stories or your mate's behavior, which illustrates the mentioned traits. And this instrument looks like this image in this slide. There are the same traits, the same characteristics you ranked already in the previous instrument, but instead to rank them, you are asked to imagine, to illustrate, to provide short story or an example about these characteristics into action. We have also, through digitalization, we made some videos. And here you have another link, which is also on YouTube. And this is the entire instructional video about this toolkit. But at the minute 2 and 20 seconds, you could see some short videos in which different students from different countries told their stories about one of their strongest characteristics in entrepreneurial behavior. If you want only to see a little bit this video, you can copy this link and to open it on your browser and to have a short illustration. But please go directly to 2 minutes and 20 seconds, because this is the moment when the stories begin. Corina, did you provide on the chat this link?
It is provided, yes.
Yes, it is provided.
Some people
okay,
started
thank
also
you.
to fill the information that we asked for, the name and the affiliation. Thank you for continuing to provide this in.
Sociability is important for entrepreneurship. And I will illustrate with a story. A year ago, I started a project. It was a mental health project where we organized talking groups for students, by students, which became a huge success because we have a lot of depression in our country and a lot of feelings of loneliness, but people are very reluctant to talk about it. So me and of course some other very motivated students, we thought of a way to bring them together with as the premise that we would talk about things that are difficult for us. And people really started to open up in those sessions, and I think that my ability, my talent for sociability was very well used in this project.
Planning qualities are an important part of entrepreneurship, and I've seen this myself since as a first project of the honors program, I went to school with a teacher, and there we designed together a program for the kids about fingerprint recognition, and the teacher had a lot of good ideas, but these had to be brought in shape. We had to make a good program for the children, and finally we went with this program. We went to the university and to show it to the professors, and one professor liked it a lot and even got me at the university to work out this program to a whole workshop so that more children can benefit from it.
I believe that risk is...
It is enough. You can see after this to all the videos we registered, we recorded, and also you can use this tool with your students or with your fellows if you want to make more psychological and educational analysis. Now, I think there are some questions which can be. I can invite you to discuss these aspects on this presentation and on these tools. And maybe we should reflect if these tools are usable for you, how it's possible to use them, in which context, specific context of your activity, for what reasons, and also who else should use these instruments in your opinion. If you want to answer to one or to all these questions, you are very welcome. If not, we will present here several references, which especially we use these references and these sources from literature review in developing these instruments. And you can have access to all of this. Yes, our presentation is over, but if you want to comment, to raise questions, we are here to try to answer you. If not, we will try to answer you because we have your questions on the chat and we can see them and we can make an inventory of this question and we could answer you later. Yeah, is someone willing to ask or to comment something?
I don't know if I'm the one who should start commenting, but to be honest, I came to this meeting as a speaker, but now I feel myself as being a student because I really learned a lot from your presentation. In fact, I had this gap with my students. So when they started, when they come to my class, to my entrepreneurship class, some of them are very frightened, to say so. They would like to start something. They are tempted to see themselves as entrepreneurs, but they are not sure. Am I good in it? How can I discover whether I would be a good entrepreneur or not? And this is something that I learned today. This is something that I will start using, these tools to discover the entrepreneurial traits and to the self-nomination guides. I'm really going to use them starting with the next semester to help my students discover themselves. So thank you.
Thank you. Welcome, Corina. Yes, this is very important for us. To have some instruments and to have not only the possibilities to educate and to nurture these talents, but also to challenge the students in self-appreciation. Yes. Yes, Javier. Is someone else who want to comment or to ask something?
This is Sarah from the University of Padua.
And
I would thank you, Carmen, for your presentation. Sure, it could be very useful for me because the University of Padova is also part of the European Alliance Arcus, and we have a specific action for entrepreneurship. And so I would like to share your presentation with the partners in Arcus, because we would like to develop some tools, some instruction and documents to support students and graduates to develop their entrepreneurship skills.
Yes, thank you, Sarah. Yes. So, thank you very much for your participation. We have some comments also on chat. Thank you very much for your comments, for your, they will be very useful for us. And we will try to participate to other webinars on this subject. Yes, Javier, do you want to say something? If not, I think we should close this session. And once again, I would like to thank you very much to my colleagues, Corina and Sorin, and to you all for your participation and for your involvement in these tools. Thank you very much.
You are welcome. It was our pleasure.
Thank you very much. Bye.
All the best. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Pare că am rămas numai noi? Sau nu?
Da, rămânem acum, dar nu știu, am să fac un stop sharing.
Da, nu, mai sunt 9 participanți, văd încă în
Da.
sesiune.
Mi-e foarte greu, nu mă lasă să închid.
La mine apare că încă se face înregistrarea.
Da, și la mine la fel, nu știu ce s-a întâmplat, am pus pe stop recording, dar nu s-a blocat pur și simplu. Nu știu ce se întâmplă. Și nici nu pot să fac stop sharing.
Stop sharing, nu? De ce nu?
Nu știu de ce. Uite că nu merge. Și nici nu pot să închid record. Am să fac un escape, da?
Cred că să închideți cu totul sesiunea și se închide totul. Și normal ar trebui
Păi da, dar uite că nu s-a blocat, nu mai pot face nimic.